Okay, so this is part two of two. Okay, so how the heck are you supposed to take a video and somebody texts and it fucks up your video? You know what I'm saying? I looked down there, it says there's a do not disturb. Maybe you're supposed to do that. Maybe if you put on do not disturb, then it won't let any text come through. I don't know, but this thing will go on a long time. But it disrupted, because when my sister texted, it disrupted the video. But I don't have much more to say. Okay, this is part 2 of 2. Okay, yeah, so basically after the car exploded into a fire, then of course the whole freaking hotel, which was like 50,000 people, started running down to see the site. And so I looked behind me and oh my God, there was like thousands and thousands of people just standing there, the guests from the motel room, because they heard that there was an explosion, this car caught on fire out in the parking lot. So then there were like thousands and thousands and thousands of bystanders behind me. So then I was like, okay, so then the 3 women come down there too to look at it. And I was like, all right, now I can get rid of their asses. And I'll go back up into my room, make sure it's locked and everything, and then they won't come back into my room. And then that's when, I started cleaning up the room and everything and started vacuuming all the worms up and shit. So after the 3 women come down there and 50,000 other guests from the hotel room, come down there and look at the car that exploded, I go back up into my room. And that's when also I have a hard time, I see like room 607 and I'm having a hard time finding my room. But I finally see 617. So I get to go into the room, the room with the 2 beds, not the other part of the room. I went into the room with the 2 beds and I locked the door and everything, and I knew I got rid of them because I knew they wouldn't be able to get back in. So I was like, all right, I got rid of them because I didn't want them back in my room. And that's when, where the bed is next to the window, that's where most of all the worms were and everything. And I was, vacuuming the worms up and everything. Over to my left was a desk. I mean, there was a desk, and I pulled out the drawer, and I find a little picture of the mother and the daughter, and they both are very, very light skinned. I didn't sense that the boy and the dad were light skinned, but the mom and the daughter were very light skinned. And I see a picture of them, and I totally remember what they look like and everything. And so I find, a picture of them, but just the mother and the daughter. So that was kind of cool. And like I say, I just somehow knew that they had lived there in the hotel room for 6 months. But I did sense that they were alive. I didn't sense that they were dead or anything. Just for whatever reason, they had to abandon their hotel room. And so they left most of their stuff behind. And the alien got all that from, because I used to watch, abandoned videos on YouTube, abandoned houses and stuff. That's why he puts that theme in there, in the scenario. Okay, so basically that was the end of the experience when I knew that I got rid of those 3 women. After they went down and started looking at the explosion of the vehicle, I knew I could hurry up and go back up to my room and lock them out, so to speak. And that's when I started further looking around the room, and I finally find a photograph of the mother and the daughter. But like I say, there was another son and a husband, but I did not see, I kind of sensed how old they were and everything, but I did not see a picture of them. Okay, so basically that is the end of the experience. And so yeah, it was kind of cool experience because it lasted forever and ever and ever and ever. And what else was I gonna say? But yeah, that was really weird about the and like I say, even when the 3 women were in my motel room, we talked and everything for a long time as well. So this experience, it was just lasted forever. But like I say, at the first part of the experience, it didn't seem like such a dirty hotel. And then as the scenario went on, it just seemed like it got skankier and skankier. But But the aliens are funny, man. They just put all these little bits and pieces from my brain in my scenario, and they make a big old scenario about it. They're very, very talented, very creative. I thought I was going to say something else, but if I forget, I can put it in the comments. But yeah, okay, let me see. Oh yeah, well what this says, it says my out-of-body experience, virtual reality, lucid experience to Philadelphia by Reptilian. Stayed at a huge Super 8 hotel, car crash, mealworm infestation, room 617, lesbian scenes, 3 women, black family, abandoned 95% of their belongings. And then I had the experience on August 18th, yesterday morning. But yeah, it was a fun experience. And yeah, like I say, some of these experiences, man, they just like stay with you like all day long. Okay, well, if I forget anything, let's see, I'll put it in the description or whatever. I know I'm forgetting a lot of the bottles and stuff and cans of chemicals that I saw, but that's a few of them that I saw. I mean, there was at least 20 more on the shelf. And so anyway, yeah, it's like weird. It's like, I don't know, the aliens are very creative. They just make this whole scenario for you in the altered state of consciousness. It feels like totally real. And like I say, these kind of experiences seem to last for hours and hours and hours. Okay, well, thanks for listening. And this is part 2 of 2. The other video is part 1 of 2. Thanks for listening. But like I say, that was what the weird part was. Because at first, everything, when my scenario started, like everything seemed to be kind of immaculate. And then all of a sudden, you know, that same room becomes totally disgusting and totally like 4 inches of dust on the floor. You know, and then I bring in this, I somehow find this vacuum cleaner that's like 100 years old. So it's just kind of weird how the alien created it like that. And the other room, when the 3 women came into the room, you know, it was all nice and clean. And then it became really nasty once those worms infested the whole place. But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening.